the man, yes sir, they killed the bear barehanded so the people won't forget it. Getting money for I was legal to drink. I care what a broke nigga think.
Just like the pack of Lewiz.
Look, everything I do so cold. I can do this, both eyes closed. Too short, I stay on my toes. About that guap boy, anything goes. Help the bear if we outside. Help the bear if we outside. Still tipping, baby, nothing changed. I'm still grinding over here, yeah. Still sliding through my own lane. Shorty, nothing funny over here. Dallas rain everywhere around me. Dream to get money. Made it through the storm, living sunny. Dreams came true, now we eating. I got more dreams to chase, gotta reach them. Trying to put a team together like the Hunger Games. Everybody grinding because we all came from hunger pain.
Yeah. We talking about Atlanta. NERDSoul. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all them places. What's up, y'all? Hit a thumbs up. HBO program. Help a brother out. Subscribe. Support your boy. What's up, y'all? Hip Hop and Geek put it together. We're going to have a good time tonight. Chilling. Shouts out to all of the Facebook group folks that's falling through. Shouts out to Solar Gray, Keith from Blurtish, Mark from Blurtish, RJ Nerdy Brew. All you guys are awesome. Let's get some beats rolling up in this joint. All right, here we go. Got some beats rolling. We got an interesting episode to talk about because once again we're in the surreal space of like, hold up. So what happened? And I like it. I dig it once again, man. I've been strapped in for this whole ride of a crazy season we've had. So I'm digging it and I'm with it. So if you're brand new to NERDSoul, the way we run down shows here is similar to a barbershop conversation. Basically, you know what I'm saying? We just throw it out. It's not a plot, it's not a story plot, moment by moment, we just breaking down topics, talking about the characters as if they're real, and getting into it. So I'm gonna jump a little. I'm gonna reference Earn at the end. All right, you know what? Yeah, I think I'll reference Earn at the end, similar to how I've spoken about him before, and we'll kind of like brush up against it again later. But this episode once again shows that Earn has stepped up for real. Like, remember when we were clowning Earn in season 1, season 2? He was trying to get on his feet a little bit. And season 2, he was up and down, but now, I gotta give Earn his props, man. Earn is a full-fledged manager, and he's doing his thing. Like, as far as taking care of, not even taking care of Paperboy, but taking care of the whole situation. Paperboy, Darius, even sort of semi-watching after Van. He's stepped up his game to a whole nother level. Like, he at the end of the episode, dude is like, yeah, I changed you. You vomited. I got room temperature water right here. I got some food right there. I can warm up for you. Like, dude is taking care of the situation. Like, you can't ask for more than what because he has all angles covered. Even when something goes wrong, he's like right there to kind of make sure that he's at least at the forefront of trying to resolve it. Dude would frisk a kid for Paperboy. So I gotta give him his props, man. And then this episode is just another perfect example of like how, hey man, I was walking around and I just found you laid up on the ground. So, that was just him waking up in the way he did showed the level of like, I got this that Earn is at. So I wanted to give him some props. real quick because Earn is that dude now. Like it's not a game no more. And then even the question that gets asked to Paperboy in the real/dream/surreal state, we don't know yet. He's like, who owns my masters? And he's like, huh? Almost like it's something that he already knows, and maybe he already knew it, but he was just so high and messed up and forgot it. Because the way he said huh was like, huh? And then I was like, don't act like you ain't hear him. But maybe the huh was like, you know this already. But he was like, you do. And he was like, yo, good looking out. He was like, all right, yeah, thanks. It was kind of like one of those things, because at first I thought it was a huh, like he was about to be like, I don't know who got, but when he answered, I think it's more of a huh, like, what? Like, you already know the answer to this. So just knowing that he negotiated this, and I guess maybe Paperboy wasn't around to like be there at the final negotiations or whatever, but Paperboy owns all this music. And that's a beautiful thing, because there's a whole lot of people that cannot say that. There's a whole bunch of people that, are making it known on social media that they ain't got it. So it was awesome to see that, and just to see how he's grown, just another step. I thought it was cool. I thought it was super cool. So with that, we also get our journey for this episode. And outside of, well, you know what? Let's back up again real quick. I want to give a shout out to the way this episode was shot. The added film grain, the dinginess, the grittiness of it, making it have a kind of aged feel to it. I thought that was cool. I thought it was a nice touch, especially for this episode where, once again, we're flowing into a situation where it's like, did this happen? Are we sure about what we saw? So I like it. I like the way they played off the film grain and just the dinginess of it. I thought it was really cool. So we got to get that episode on. We got to talk about the episode. Let me see the bet. Okay, so we have our journey. Darius, okay. Lady Lisa asked me, she was like, why are the brokest dudes always the deepest? Because we get the shot at the beginning where homie is like, where Paperboy's like, yo, you want to split it? And then Darius is like, yo, you want to split it? It's like, no, I just said that. Don't you ask me if I want to split. I just said that to you. Like, what do you mean, do I want to split? I said that first. So we have that moment. And then later on, when we go to get the space cake, what is it? The Nepalese space cake or the Neapolitan? I don't know, whatever. It's a space cake. So when we go to get it, Darius puts his money down like he know, not only do I know the price, but I know, he said keep the change. Old boy was like, this ain't enough. Like the cashier was like, bro, what she doing with this lonely dollar right here? What's going on? Or whatever they use over there. I don't know, shillings, whatever it is. But like, what's she doing with this little lonely euro or this lonely quid right here? So he closes his eyes talking about, I'm gonna let fate handle it. Yo, God protects babies and fools. That's all I can say. Because Darius, even when they left the spot, Darius like, it's this way. I don't know, it's this way. Darius just be like drifting through life. Like, one thing I can say is babies and fools, man. Babies and fools. That's it. There's nothing else that we can really say that would let us know that, hey, it's just babies and fools. And Darius is he's in this weird place because Darius is mad deep, but Darius, man, he's like on the edge of dust, man. It might be space dust, but he might be on the edge of dusty. Like, let me know, is Darius dusty? Like, would you consider Darius dusty? And like, don't hold back. Don't, you know what I'm saying? I know we all love Darius. Darius cool, but would you consider him dusty? Like, even if it's space dust, you know what I'm saying? Would you consider him dusty? Because he be doing some dusty things, but then he also deep. You know what I'm saying? But like Lisa said, the brokest dudes be the deepest. What up, Tyler? Tyler been up in the spot. Shouts out to everybody who's getting their lurk on too. Nice to see y'all. You know what I'm saying? Got a couple people sprinkled up in here. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate your time. I know other people live. I know other people doing things, but you came in here. You know what I'm saying? To hit that like button. You came in here to show a little baby bit of love. So thank you. Yes, tonight I'm solo tonight. Actually, there might be some people that come through because I did send out the link. So at any time somebody could jump in, but right now, by myself. You know what I'm saying? I'm all by myself. But, all right, someone else was by themselves too. All right, your boy Paperboy. All right, he was all alone out there. He was unprotected. Like, even when they were walking around, when Darius was like, let's just go this way. He's like, yo, you gonna be my bodyguard? You know what I'm saying? Because he's like, yo, if I go, people gonna notice me. So that means that, you know, Paperboy is doing his thing. You know what I'm saying? People are starting to notice him out the streets. That's dope. Tyler, man, look, just because they knew don't mean you can't trust them. You know what I'm saying? Trust, even though trust comes up in this episode. But, you know, just because they knew don't mean you can't trust. Just, you know, schedules be busy, man. You know, people be busy. People got things to do. Like your boy, Paperboy. All right, he's out there. He got to, you know, these crazy kids start following him. He got to duck into this little back alley in Calcutta or something. And the trip here is, all right, I'm not laughing at the thing. I'm laughing at another thing that's part of the thing. All right, so these kids straight snatch a baby, all right, and run off. And then when a woman tries to trace, they throw the baby. Now, all right, I started laughing when they threw the baby, but not because they threw a baby. Throwing babies is wrong. Should never throw a baby, and I don't condone baby throwing. But when they threw that baby, and you can see how fake that baby was, the only thing I could think of is there's an episode of Martin where a lady gives birth in his apartment, and the baby like shoots across the room, and he catches that baby. And that's just what came to mind, man. And I couldn't stop laughing. So yeah, the whole like them throwing the baby, that was crazy. So shouts to Nissa. I hope I'm saying this. Nissa. Let me know. Just let me know if it's Issa or Nissa. But anyway, it says, when do you think he started hallucinating? That's tough. I personally think he started hallucinating when he saw himself. I think that's when he started hallucinating. But we never really know, because the way this show plays with things, we don't know when we're looking at something real, when we're looking at something that's a dream, because they play with the surreal nature of just Atlanta so well. So I'm guessing that joint hit him hard, so hard he didn't know he was hit, and it hit him when he walked outside. And when he saw himself, it's probably when, you know, he started hallucinating and started tripping or whatever. And I think that's probably where he fell. And maybe Darius went to get help or something and like never came back. I don't know. I have no idea. Or maybe Darius was also tripping and didn't even notice he was gone. I don't know. All right. So all right, Nisa. All right, got you. All right, so that's where I think he started tripping. And So I the crazy ride he goes on. You know, when he walked into that little, you know, I guess that artistic place or whatever, where the lady was crying, I knew it was like, had to be some kind of performance or whatever. And then Lady Lisa was saying it was like a stage play. We look up, there's a dude chewing popcorn. Look, all right, I know you guys probably thought it was weird, and it is weird, but trust me, there's some weird artsy-fartsy stuff going on out there. Like when you think of art, you're like, oh, somebody's drawing, somebody's singing, maybe playing the trombone or something, or somebody's painting. No, trust me, it gets weird out there. All right, you'll go to some stuff and you be like, what? Y'all paid for this? Like, trust me, it's just some people be out there. You know what I'm saying? They be gone. All right. So him meeting Lorraine was interesting because Lorraine, we find out, because I can't remember if he's ever said his mother's name before, but we find out Lorraine is his mother's name from Earn in the end. So we meet Lorraine, and Lorraine is on, not even on 10, like homegirl is on like 110. I mean, even though, well, look, we'll just say her for now. I know I don't want to get into it. I don't care enough to get into it. I honestly don't. And so he meets Lorraine. Lorraine is on 110. And you know, you're kind of starting to feel like this is part of a trip, because she keeps going into how much she hates being around him, making fun of him the whole time, but then also like keeping him close. Like, so it's like, what is going on? What is her deal? What's her angle? And then we get this interesting parlance through not only this art gallery that seems to not have a front or a back door. It's like, yo, how do I get out of here? It's like, it's a void in space. We get out of the art spot, and immediately he's on, like, it's nighttime, and then that's when we know, when he came out and it was nighttime, we knew right then, it's like, okay, he high. You know what I'm saying? Because there's no way it changed that fast. But I want to get into the exchange between Lorraine and Paperboy, which I think is interesting, because she makes direct mentions of his friends and his relation to them. And I want to ask you guys, Kibi said it was funny when he asked if she needed help. Even when he was walking off like, I'm sorry, she was like, get out of here. But I'm assuming Lorraine is, you know, since we know he's tripping, Lorraine is like an extension of his subconscious in some type of way. Has he been feeling a way about Earn and Darius that he hasn't been talking about? And then all of that kind of, like, I don't know if you want to call it resentment. I don't think resentment might not be the best word, but whatever all that is kind of manifested in the hallucination as Lorraine. I think that's where kind of went with it, because all of that stuff, since we know it wasn't real, or was it? You know what I'm saying? The only thing that I can assume is, like, maybe these are things that he's already been thinking about, but he hasn't really said, and he hasn't really approached either Darius or Earn about it. And at least at the end of this episode, he does approach Earn about the masters, and he's like, yeah, man, you own them. So kind of realizing that, okay, I was tripping, but I was kind of tripping for nothing. It was more of an insecurity. Or maybe just the ignorance and some emotion about it. Which I thought was interesting, because Lorraine goes so hard at the end. Like, nobody wants to tell you the truth. Everybody has an angle on you. And if we're to say that Lorraine is a extension of some kind of insecurity or subconscious feelings or whatever, then that means that this whole time on the tour, similar to what a poster said in the Facebook group, Paperboy is feeling like he's under attack all the time, even to the point where maybe he feels he has to defend himself against his own friends. And I can't remember who it was, but somebody in the Facebook group posted like, all right, cool, since we've been in the episode, been in the season, Paperboy been in jail. Paperboy's been told to do blackface, or well, not really do blackface, but like represent blackface. Paperboy's been told to, Paperboy's been robbed $40,000. You know what I'm saying? Paperboy's been, stolen his phone from Socks. So all of these things are kind of swirling around him in his mind. He's thinking about this stuff. And then I guess that also kind of being thrown on how he feels about his friends. Like, you know, you got Darius. Darius ain't never paying for nothing. Talk about, I let fate decide. What do you mean fate decide? You mean me? So I'm guessing that's where Lorraine came from. Tyler Bennett says, I'm sick of this pity party for Paperboy. The women have hijacked his story arc. Nisa says, right, it was like she was reading him from the start, and even though she was pissing him off, she kept pulling him back in. So weird. Yeah. And so that was a weird and interesting situation surrounded by, I don't know, like insecurity, resentment, I don't know, like kind of like a maybe paranoid or something like that. Oh, Nisa says it was like his paranoia was on steroids. I forgot about Socks. Yeah, because Socks isn't here in this episode. So like Socks did that to Paperboy for nothing. It's not like he kept the phone and did something special. He just threw it away. He just did it just to do it. You know what I'm saying? And KB23 says, I'm hearing you. The frustration with Darius early on seemed minor, but this season has explored him, quote, leveling up with brand deals, his brand performing overseas. Yeah, so, there's a difference going on. But I did see something, and I'm going to say how I feel about it. Now, before I get started into this section, all right, if you are someone who believes that the LGBTQIA plus community cannot be criticized at all, go in and leave. Go ahead and leave. I understand. I get it. You gotta go. Let me know if I'm tripping on this. So Paperboy, they go into the club where we find out it's called the Cancel Club. They go into this club and they all get seated. Paperboy, Lorraine, and two of her friends, and I can't remember their names, but one was Cammy, because I love Street Fighter. For better or for worse, Street Fighter, I'm always going to be some level of a fan. But like the two that were Lorraine's friends, Lorraine bounces. And the two that are Lorraine's friends are like, oh, are you messing with Lorraine? And he's like, nah, I just met her today. And they keep kind of pushing the issue like, yes, you are. And on some stuff like, do you know what they call her apartment? And he's like, I don't know. And they said 106 apart. So he was like, aha, I get it. I understand. I get it. So as they continue on, it's like this pressure and pushing to be like, yeah, you're messing with her. Yeah, y'all are, screwing around. And he's like, no, I'm not. Like, I just kind of got swept into this mess and I've been trying to follow her because I was getting out of the art place and now I'm here, but nothing's going on. And even when he walks off, he's like, all right, y'all, whatever. Even when he walks off, they're still like, yeah, he's doing this. Now, my question is, because I have some friends who have experienced something similar, and I've experienced something similar. The reason the people that I know don't want to always associate with someone in that community is because even the literal like saying hi and bye to someone gets you marked, and not in the way you think. You think it'd be like, oh, hey, cool, welcome to the community, whatever. But even from their end, their meaning LGBTQIA plus community, even from their end, they treat it like a joke, like almost something to tease you or make fun of you or clown you or roast you about. And let's say Paperboy's gay. He's gay and he likes Lorraine and they together, right? So why would you make it a point to make fun of him when this is someone who's part of your community that's, I guess, maybe awakening or coming out or whatever you want to call it? Why would you do that? Why would you... Berate isn't the term I want to use. Why would you want to sort of dismiss their objections that way? And also, if my proximity to Lorraine automatically at least brings on the suspicion that I'm gay, why doesn't it work in the opposite? Like, why doesn't Lorraine's association with me make her heterosexual? Why doesn't it work in the opposite way? And even if it doesn't work in the opposite way, why is it something to make fun of someone over? When the idea is that the community is supposed to be so engaging and loving and we love everybody and we accept everybody. But then it seems like in situations like this, I've experienced it, I have friends that have experienced it, and we kind of see it play out in this scene where it's more of like a, kind of like Mean Girls. Remember the movie Mean Girls, if you've seen it? It's kind of like this Mean Girls attitude around it. And I can see why people say, hey, this person is cool, I like this person, but if I associate with this person, then I gotta hear a whole bunch of flack from them. I mean, not them meaning that person, but that community about how I'm like hiding myself or like not being true to what, you know what I'm saying? Maybe I'm not working out right, but I think you see where I'm going, right? Like, am I tripping, Kibi? Am I like, because when I watched it, I was like, well, why doesn't it work in the opposite? Why doesn't it work the other way around? And also, why is this something to make fun of? Wouldn't you be more welcoming than almost like using this moment to make him feel low? But shouts to Tyler Bennett said, cause shout out mental illness, I guess. Kibi says, I wish they would make up their mind with a message. Paperboy treats the person like a person and he's taunted. But if he did it, then it would be toxic masculinity, hate speech, etc. Yeah. All right, cool. Because he's being honest with him, like, hey, no, I didn't do anything. I just met the girl, and they will not let it go. It's like, yeah, you did it. We know you did it, and they're even talking to one another, like, yeah, he did it, and then they'll then spread that as if that's what he is or what he does. And isn't that the kind of energy that you want to get rid of? Because that kind of energy makes it seem like something that's to be hidden. And you are in a position where you're saying you don't want to be treated like you're something to be hidden, right? Maybe I'm missing something, but yeah, it is. Toxicity is a paradox, a fun one, by the way. Yeah, so I just thought that was interesting because that's happened to a couple of friends of mine, happened to me, and I'm like, yo, I was just chilling with the dude. Like, I mean, I worked with this guy. Like, I worked at okay, some of you guys might have met me or might have found me from being at AfterBuzz. AfterBuzz has, a number of LGBTQIA plus community hosts. And some of those hosts, actually, I've even had one host on my show as an interviewee, because I'm like, yo, you're out there working, you like meet certain people that you're cool with, and you're like, oh yeah, man, this person is cool, or this person is hilarious, or like y'all actually have like similar jokes and y'all play off well. But I found out really quickly that even just being like around this person, now all of a sudden this kind of like down low suspicion comes, and it's like, what? Like how? But that's beside the point. I saw that, I thought that was interesting. So Nisa says, yeah, it doesn't make sense unless LGBT community are used to the down low shame game and the demeaning way that straight people tease other straight people about maybe being in the community. Okay, so kind of like a self-fulfilling prophecy kind of thing, I guess. All right, I guess like, like, hey, they do it. It's kind of bled into our community and we do it now because it's part of the larger conversation, I guess. So yeah. So, and then some friends of mine kind of recounted working with some people that they were like, hey man, this person is cool. Like, yo, we just chilling, hanging out. We went to an after work thing and everybody was hanging, but since me and this particular person vibe, everyone at work was like, oh, well, oh, that's how they do. And it's like, what do you mean that's how they do? It's like, what do you mean that's how they do? Like, I hang with this person. Like, this. So it does that kind of attitude weirdly from that community makes people not want to even hang with people from that community due to the way people from that community even treat you just from hanging with them. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I'm articulating it correctly, but yeah. So also, guess what we get this episode? Liam Neeson. We brought up Liam Neeson like 2-3 episodes ago, and he shall appear. And it's funny because, that's when we see that the place of this club is called Cancel Club. And it's interesting how Liam Neeson presented his argument, because basically his spot on this show is to basically kind of explain himself and apologize for what he said back in 2018. I can't remember when he said it, but whenever he said it is when he said it. So he says, saying that would show people how far he's come and the kind of person he isn't. So that's one thing I'd like to hang on for a second. And then he also makes another statement about sort of like the psychosis of whiteness. So the statement about saying that he hoped would show people the kind of person he is now and how far he's come. And Tyler says, so the Irish are officially white now. Man, like Irish people have been white for a long time. Like, trust me, if Europe was left to its own devices, yes, they would dice each other up. But in America, they don't really have time for that. So they've definitely all been, even to the point of where you see white Latinx and white Asians kind of becoming this extension of the white psychosis, at least in the American society, the North American United States of America society. And I can't really speak for Canada because I don't know. Oh man, so the conversation about that is cool, and I can't remember exactly what he said, but I don't remember it coming off in a way where like, hey, I was wilding back then, and what I did back then was, like I should have never did it. It was more just like he was recounting the story, at least that I can remember. But having that play out now does bring some more context, or it might be that he's had enough time to think about it and craft a good way to apologize for it. So either way, it's been long enough. I don't really care. Am I going to invite him to the cookout? No. But there's a whole bunch of them ain't coming to the cookout. Like, look, maybe I can bring you a plate tomorrow, but this is for us. So anyway, that's beside the point. He made a statement about the best and worst thing about being white is that you never have to learn anything. Because, Paperboy was like, well, did you learn anything from being canceled? Because he was like, they tried to cancel me, but they couldn't. Well, I mean, it doesn't matter if they tried to cancel you and couldn't or not. Your career was kind of over at that time. You had done like the third Taken movie, bro. Like your career was kind of over. Like, so, I mean, you had done like 5 of the same movie. Like, remember, it was like Taken on a plane, Taken on a train. Then he did some movie. Didn't he do a movie where somebody got killed and he was like riding around Boston trying to like save himself or something? Like, so homie made like 8 Takens in a row. So like your career was over. Like you were a long way from Qui-Gon, all right? So when he asked him if he learned anything, and he was like, well, what do you mean? Like the best thing about being white is that the best and worst thing about being white is that you don't have to learn anything. And homie just leaves. And that kind of is another stamp on the curse of whiteness that we've seen this season. Is that, yeah, like you don't have to, like, the dominant society doesn't have to learn from their mistakes. Like at every turn, the system that we build, prop up, and continue to run will work to make sure that I'm okay. Like if you steal a Snickers bar, we're gonna try you to the fullest extent of the law. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, no, we don't have to learn anything. But then also the worst part about it is that we don't really learn anything. Shouts to Nisa saying Liam is not invited to the cookout, and his parting statement was bars. White folks don't have to learn ish if they don't want to. True. And Tyler Bennett said Donald stole that joke premise from the Dave Chappelle. I don't know. I didn't know that I couldn't do that. Oh, okay. You know what? I can see a through line from that joke. I can see that. I can see that through line. So yeah, I can see that through line. But with that said, final thoughts on this episode. Dope. Another good one. I do have questions for where is Darius? You know what I'm saying? Darius just be gone, son. Darius is, like I said, man, he one of them people that just be floating through life, just drifting, and everything works out for him. Like, yo, man, I don't know. I don't understand how broke people can just like, cause it's like he's just really deep with no money. And somehow all that with the Afghan coat gets him everywhere. I don't get it. Kibi says the Liam appearance was tricky. Him playing himself and revisiting his statement. I wanted to know what people had to say after the episode, more so about Donald Glover putting him on. Yeah, I thought that was interesting, like Donald Glover putting him in, but I guess maybe he thought it would be a good, like, all right, cool. Who's a white person that's been in hot water at that time? Because of course it's not like this stuff was filmed yesterday. So who white at that time was in trouble and could, kind of like deliver a message similar to this? So yeah, all in all, episode. Yo, Tyler Bennett really think that Darius is messing with Vanessa. You know what? It would be interesting if we found that out. I'd be like, wow, that is y'all. Hey, look, y'all definitely got me. I did not expect that. But all in all, another good episode. I like how it was shot. I like how it was directed. There's enough moments to laugh in this. And once again, some moments to, kind of like really sit back and talk your talk. You know what I'm saying? Like we had the issue with Liam that I thought was like, I still don't accept that apology. And then we, Polly is all the rage in Atlanta right now. But whatever. Hey, That's their thing. So I don't know. Let me ask you, do you, just put yes or no in the chat, do you accept Liam's apology? And Stargate says, yo, Liam basically saying white people don't have to learn social lessons because their white privileges shield them from taking responsibility. True. Yeah, it does, definitely. They're like, what? Learn what? How many more episodes? I think is this a 10 episode season or is this a 12 episode season? Let's see real quick. Let's see how many episodes this season got left. Yeah, 2. We got 2. 2 episodes. Cause yeah, I figured it was FX, it was gonna be 10 episodes. So yeah, we got 2 more left, y'all. We got 2 more to go. And then we got, of course, a season 4. So am I digging it? Yes. Am I down with the show? Yes. Thank y'all for rolling through. I want to give a shout out to everybody that's up in the chat. Tyler Bennett, you know what I'm saying? Nisa, Stargate, Kibi23. Let's see who else wrote. All right, cool. So y'all the ones that came through. Thank y'all for showing up, chilling, hanging with your boy for a second. Make sure to hit that thumbs up. Like, subscribe, share this to your folks. You know what I'm saying? If you are lurking, we still here. You know what I'm saying? I know, hey, look, you got to do what you got to do. You can't be typing in that. You know, if y'all didn't know, one of the people lurking is Donald Glover. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just didn't know. Yes, we're getting season 4, and that's going to be the end of the show. They're going to end the show on season 4, so they have an actual ending for this show, which is dope. Oh man! Oh, Peru in the house! Oh, snap! Yo, what up? Nice to, hey, Peru. It's nice to see y'all. You know what I'm saying? You're out there kicking it, getting your Peruvian Peru on. You know what I'm saying? Happy to have you. So yeah. Shouts out to Otro Anton. I hope I ain't screwing up your name, but you know what I'm saying? Shouts out to Peru. I know there's Peru people out there kicking in Peru, watching your boy. You know what I'm saying? Talking about Atlanta, enjoying the stuff. You know what I'm saying? See, the little show has united people that know. I ain't even been to Peru. I've never been to Peru. See, we here. So, of course, until next time, which will be tomorrow for Halo at noon. We'll be doing Young Justice at 6-ish, 7-ish. And then we'll talk about Doctor Strange on Sunday night. Yeah. So going out, see Doctor Strange, then we can spoil it on Sunday night and talk about Doctor Strange, whether it was good or whether it was bad. I ain't going to say what I think yet. You know, I ain't going to let y'all know. You know, but unless you kind of know the kind of stuff I like already from older shows, then you be like, man, I know you hated it or I know you loved it, but you going to see. And we will get into Moon Knight sooner or later. I was supposed to go live like a couple of days ago, but the schedule's messed up. So sooner or later, we'll go live on Moon Knight and wrap that up. So, of course, I'm going to leave y'all with some black comics, some dope beats, NERDSoul, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, podcast, all that jazz. Thank y'all for rolling through. Shout out to Blurtish. Shout out to Solar Gray. Shout out to the Bitterroot team, the team of Crescent City Monsters, the team of Pac Sampson. Shouts out to RJ Nerdy Brew. Who else do I want to give a shout out to? You know what? Shout out to the team of Survival. Shout out to Elise Neal. Elise Neal did something real cool on the red carpet that she didn't have to do for her brother, and it was nice. You know what I'm saying? She saw your brother. Your brother, you know what I'm saying? I ain't have the big, you know, setup. I ain't have everything. You know what I'm saying? But she saw me. She was about to walk past, but then she was like, you know what? Let me interview with this brother. So that was cool because I was beside some people that had like all kinds of lights and it was like boom, boom. And it had like 5 people, right? And I was by myself and she still took time out and she was like, let me, you know, because her people were trying to pull her on and she was like, nah, hold up, let me. So props because she could have bounced. She could have bounced. So I did want to give a shout out to her. So until next time, which will be tomorrow at noon PST, talking about Quan Ha and how whack she is. Much love. Peace. And I believe we can now say that we are out. See ya.
You've got to know that if you keep dwelling in the past, you will remain in the past. Can I get a fucking yeah?
Good day, gentlemen. This is a pre-recorded briefing made prior to your departure, in which for security reasons of the highest importance has been known on board during the mission. Now that you are in Jupiter's space and the entire crew is revived, it can be told you. 18 months ago, first evidence of intelligent life off the Earth was discovered. It was buried 40 feet below the lunar surface, near the crater Titan. Except for a single, very powerful radio emission aimed at Jupiter, the 4-million-year-old black monolith has remained completely inert. Its origin and purpose, still a total mystery.